Welcome to Financial Health, a 5-minute conversation with Jason Weier of Weier Wealth Management, focusing on your current and future financial goals. This is Financial Health on WOMT.
Welcome to Financial Health. It's WOMT 1240 AM, 107.9 FM, and we are streaming WOMTradio.com. It wouldn't be Financial Health without my good friend Jason Weier. Jason Weier, published author and jet setter at this point. Jason, how are you today?
I'm feeling really good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Jason. I am still just riding this wave of coolness because I know somebody who wrote a book. And Jason, let's dive more into the book because I know last week we were going down those 6 financial vitals that we monitor to manage financial health. And one of them was protection mechanisms. Now, we haven't really touched on that in the past, and I kind of just want to pick your brain about it. So, Jason, if you wouldn't mind, what are protection mechanisms?
Yeah, it's quite the description. Pretty fancy outline right there.
Right.
What would you speculate that would mean? Let's kind of bounce that question back to you. Any idea of when we say protection mechanisms, what kind of comes to mind?
So I would think, obviously, protection being the big word there, something that's something that you're very confident in. So maybe a protection mechanism may be a little savings account, or maybe it is a Roth, or possibly, just again, something that you can confidently say, my money is there, and when I need it, it's there just in case.
Yeah, I would say you got a 75% score on that one.
Oh,
so
man. What is that?
good.
That's a C, right? Yeah, okay. C's get
Depends on the
degrees.
school you go to, but yeah, I would say C.
Okay.
To clarify, you're close. The meaning is confidence. So if you have some kind of confidence in that vehicle of investment, so if you keep with the theme of investing and investments, when we say those words or description of protection mechanisms, we're looking at safety. We're looking at that big word of guaranteed. So when we brainstorm ideas or develop, construct portfolios, when we illustrate protection mechanisms, we're usually illustrating a guaranteed or stated rate of return. Now, Ian, you're just too young, and that's probably why you didn't even come to mind with a guaranteed option, right?
That may be the case. Yes, maybe it is my youthful naivete. Sure.
So typically, on average, when we talk about investments, we don't really introduce protection mechanisms until you're a little bit older, or better said, closer to retirement. Now, that comes down to the risk tolerance. You and I have talked about risk tolerance. What's your appetite for taking on risk? Meaning, or other ways said, how much are you willing to lose? Because any time you invest, there's a potential of loss. So when we introduce protection mechanisms, we eliminate or try to eliminate or reduce that potential of loss, because guaranteed options typically have downside protection.
Exactly. Now, Jason, is this something that people need? Like, do you need protection mechanisms, or can you go without it, or is that kind of risky in itself?
Man, that's a phenomenal question and not easy to answer. What we would illustrate is that, kind of going back to the risk appetite. Typically, if you're my age, your age, a little bit older, you're not going to be too concerned about loss on average. But we do have some conservative investors, their clients, and we do guaranteed options that are younger. So if they're a younger client and they are conservative and they want more predictability, we will offer and introduce some guaranteed options. But on average, we don't really discuss those until you're maybe mid to late 50s. Then we start discussing those and illustrating how might that impact your plan and your portfolio.
Very interesting, Jason. Wonderful information today. Again, protection mechanisms, just one of the 6 financial vitals that Jason monitors to manage financial health. Now, Jason, if anybody has any questions for you about protection mechanisms, the book, or Weier Wealth Management in general, what's a good way to reach out to you?
Definitely, yes. The website has a lot of resources. WeierWealthManagement.com. Weier is WEIER, wealthmanagement.com. Otherwise, look us up on Facebook, LinkedIn, or give us a call, 920-242-9470.
Awesome. Jason, I'll chat with you next week. It's WOMT.
Securities offered through Advantax Investment Services, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Advantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through Advantax Insurance Agency. Views and opinions presented in this podcast are those of Jason Weier and not of Advantax Wealth Management or subsidiaries. Opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. This is a hypothetical example. This is not representative of any specific investment advice. Your results may vary.
Financial Health is heard every Monday at approximately 11:20 with Jason Weier of Weier Wealth Management. Learn more online at weierwealthmanagement.com. You're listening to WOMT Radio, a Sea Hafer broadcasting station.